Thank you, Christian, for this kind introduction, and good morning, everybody. Um, well, we took a survey, and thank you for participating in the survey last week. Maybe you did that too. We did the survey, and first of all, I want to show you some results of the survey, and then make some concluding remarks about fintechs and banking. Because I think these results from you are very essential to understand a lot of how banks are functioning and why fintechs are maybe not that successful as we think. So the first question I asked in the survey was, how do you think is your decision making? Is it rational? Is it irrational? And asking about your clients, you said 60% of you said your clients behaving rational or very rational. Also about your colleagues. And even 72% of you told me you're very rational or rational people. So that's just what I want to challenge now. Because if I ask you, together a bat and a ball costs €1.10, and the bat costs €1. So more than the ball, how much costs then the ball? What is your answer? You see €1.10. You see €1. What is your brain signaling? Your brain is signaling 10 cents. 63% of you told me 10 cents. What is totally wrong, because the right answer is 5. Then the difference is €1. So the next question was, 5 machines need 5 minutes to produce 5 units. How long would 100 machines need to produce 100 units? 5, 5, 5, 100, 100. Your answer, 100. What is wrong? Because this is only scaling up the machines, and the right answer is 5 minutes again. So maybe you now assume maybe you're not so rational as you think. And the third question was, a pond is covered with water lilies, and the water lilies continue to form new leaves and double each day. If it takes 48 days until the water lilies cover the entire pond, how many days does it take to cover half the pond? So what is seeing your brain? Your brain is seeing 48, half. Your answer is 24. Of course, again, this is wrong. Because it takes only 1 day to double, and so at the 47th day, it's half of the pond. So now let's look at the performance of you all, guys. I had 162 participants. 70% had no correct answer. So this is the result. Maybe, are we really so rational as you think? Maybe this is the best time to say, this is not about intelligence. This is not a test about intelligence. This test only proves you're human. This is normal behavior. This is normal behavior. Why this is normal behavior? Because we have like 2 systems. In behavioral economics, we say we have a system 1 and a system 2. The system 1 is very fast, emotional, impulsive. And then, of course, we have something like a system 2, and this system 2 is rational, is slower, thinks. But now the good message is, yes, you have this system 2. Yes, you can think rationally. The bad message is, most of your time, 90% of your life, you behave in system 1. So what I want to say is, your brain is very lazy. And it doesn't want to calculate. So every time you can take a fast decision, your brain likes fast decisions. And that's what we saw in this test. So you have this kind of autopilot. You're functioning whole day, also in your business time. So Think about that, and think about learning, because you say maybe, yes, of course, we have the system 2, and if I'm functioning in the system 2, I will learn. Well, what do you see? I see different colors. Brown and something like orange, yellow. So, what do you see now? It's the same color. And now, different colors. So, I will play 10 minutes, I will play a year, I will 10 years play that game, and your brain is not learning anything at all. Also, in 1 year, your brain will see different colors. That's all about our possibilities, our capacity to learn. So think about also how we make decisions with different contexts. And the first lesson is about, after these 4 questions, is the first lesson is we don't make these decisions rationally. We are fast, we like to be fast. We don't want to take time. And of course, also calculation is nothing natural, so we don't like to calculate. That's not natural. Numbers are not natural. So, I had also some other questions to challenge if you're rational or not. I told you, I give you 100 euro, and you can split this 100 euro between you and another person. You don't know this person. You don't have a relationship with this person. You just have to decide, give away some money or not. You're not forced to give away some money. It's your decision. And your answer was 41% of you decided not to give away any money. This is okay. But this means 60% of you just gave away money without reason. This is not very rational. You gave away your money. Why? And 28% gave almost the half of the money. So, of course, we can do another game, and now the other person can decide if the amount of money it received was okay, was correct, was fair. And now you give this money, and if the other person say, no, that's not okay, you both lose your money. So the other person will invest, if you give 20 euro, the other person will invest this 20 euro only to punish you. Think about that. How irrational is that? But if we see now the results, only 15% of you decided again to give no money. These 15% are the hardcore rational people. These people are really rational. But again, we had almost half of you, 49% that give away now almost half of the money. And this is what we see with these questions in all the Western European countries. This is a social norm. Because you expect to be punished from the other person if you don't give an amount between 40 or 50 euros, almost half of it, because you expect the other person will say, oh no, this is not fair, I will punish you and I will invest money to punish you. You give away a lot of money. These are social preferences. You have a lot of social preferences. And you have social norms, how to behave. Maybe this is not your preference, but you have social norms. They tell you how to behave. And another social norm is to be honest. Everybody wants to be honest, of course. Who is not honest in this room? Hands up? Nobody? Okay, then we played this game in the survey. I asked you to flip a coin, head and tails. And for every head, I give you 5 euro. So of course, what I can now measure is how many heads you have and how many heads is normal. So we have this theoretical binomial distribution. This is what I expected from you. The yellow curve is what you answered. So the probability you cheated me is 98%. You just cheated me in this game. And I don't take this personally. Personally, women cheated me more than men. So this is another result from this. So think about Finnish women. But the result, again, what shows us this result? The result shows us you're human. Because I could have predicted that you will cheat me just a little bit. It doesn't hurt. Just a little bit cheating is okay. This is in our culture. So this was, again, very predictable. So you now see that I can measure and I can predict your behavior as a human. This is always like that. This is not a Finnish issue. This is also in Switzerland. And again, we see this is not rational. And we can return to this lesson that humans do not always make decisions rationally. Not only because of cognitive abilities, also because of social preferences, also because of social norms. These are all reasons we don't behave rationally. And now we can ask me, so what? We're talking about banks, banking, fintechs. Why do I show you this behavior? And now it is very essential to understand that banking is a trusted good. So maybe I could take the example from this morning, because I had very big problems to get here by taxi from my hotel. I waited 45 minutes for the taxi, but this taxi example is from Athens. So imagine you're in holidays, you're a foreigner, you don't know the city, you want to have a ride from A to B. You have to trust the taxi driver, that he drives you directly from A to B. If the taxi driver thinks, oh, you're a foreigner, you don't know the city, maybe he drives the red line. So you never know, because of asymmetric information, you never know, are you overtreated? Are you under treatment? Are we overcharged? You just never know. But this is just the same with your relationship manager. Banking is the same issue. Is it trusted good? You have to trust. So, and because the roots of banking is trust, there is a lot with these results we have. There's a lot of relationship with the findings that you are not rational beings. Because, of course, there are markets in which social preferences are not relevant. If I sell you a share that is worth 50 euros, even if you know me very good, you will not pay me 52 euros. You will just give me this 50 euros. This is not about relationship, this is about transactions. And the values of transactions is the utility is more, better, faster. But in banking, the social preferences are relevant. It's about trust. So it's about social utility, psychology. It's about the social preferences. And I can say that also empirically, you only have a willingness to pay in banking if there is trust. You don't have a willingness to pay for commodities. And this is just, if you are a commodity, this is just you're going into this commodity trap because the willingness to pay is going near zero. I think this is just what we had in the robo-advisory market, because most of the robo-advisors don't deliver social value. This is just an algorithm. This is copy-paste. Every robo-advisor is doing the same, but it's not delivering relationship value. So what you see now is the price of transactions with a robo-advisor is near zero or zero. But your banker will get a lot of money if you do transactions with him. So this is a big difference. And you have to decide what you want, where you want to invest your money. And I think most of the fintechs also are investing only in transactional utility. Most of the fintechs are commodities. You can copy them in 10 minutes, half an hour. But your relationship manager, every one of you, you're not copy-paste. You cannot copy yourself. You're unique. And the willingness to pay is from this uniqueness. So if you want to escape from this commodity trap as a fintech, you have to deliver a business model with relationship value. And we see that in the markets. This is empirical evidence in the fintech market. We see this, that every day. So to conclude in some sentences, what is the good? We are now more and more in an online world. We have this offline world. We have this digital world. The good message is human behavior will resist also in the online world. Social preferences are very important also in this online world. Because communities, relationships value also more in online than like in offline. It's very important. The bad is, because we saw that your cognitive abilities are not so strong as you maybe think, in the online world, of course, there are too much information. The context is more and more complex. So more and more decisions you make in the online world will be irrational. If you're doing your portfolio management, if your portfolio, you optimize that with your mobile, we can say that your performance will be worse than your performance in your portfolio will be when you do that with your relationship manager. Because you see too much information, you're too much making decisions, buying, selling. Just because of this little screen. If you order a pizza, we know empirically, because also these fast decisions you do with these small screens, that your topping will be more than when you order by phone. Also, this is not very rational. But all I want to say is, with these informations, with this context in this digital world, the irrational behavior will more and more be dominated. And of course, I see that personally, I just do not know anything anymore. I don't know any phone number myself. I export my whole brain is now in this mobile. I don't use my brain anymore to calculate or to know something by myself. This is the bad thing about. But all I can say is the conclusion: the human first. Never mind, online, offline, the irrational behavior will be the strongest behavior a human can do. So all you have to decide is, with your business model as a fintech, as a bank, deliver deliver a social value, deliver a relationship, and then you have a willingness to pay, or you have to die as a commodity. And now I'm just on time, like a Swiss clock. Thank you very much.